Good evening, Norcal Karters. It is August the 16th, and the year's flying by. I say that a lot because it just reminds me how fast the year goes by, and a lot of series wrapping up their points, and a lot of other series still have 3 or 4 races to go, and it's been a great year. So that's been really nice. So welcome to the show. So first off, thank you for listening. If you like the content, think about sharing the podcast, sharing the page, sharing one of our social media channels, whether it's YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram. A couple of months ago, I was pushing the YouTube channel pretty hard. What I'm trying to do is I need 1,000 subscribers on the YouTube page, then I can unlock live videos. So that will allow just a different experience for covering events or, again, even the podcast, interviews, etc., going live on YouTube. So I need 1,000 subscribers to do that. So you can shoot on over to YouTube, look up Norcal Karters, Facebook. A lot of times I reshare a lot of content on Facebook from either drivers or clubs, promoters, our sponsors, the tracks, if it pertains to Norcal Karters. So Facebook makes it very easy just to reshare stuff. So don't forget to like our Facebook page. And I'm working on Instagram. So we are on Instagram. I need to become a lot better at actually posting to Instagram when I'm at the track, or I find things that are interesting, that really a photo is a perfect fit for that type of content. And that's just me learning all the different aspects of it. So again, Instagram, we're on Instagram. And then if you're on Instagram, like Norcal Karters. And again, if it's relatable to Norcal Karting, I'll share your post, I'll like it, whatever. Same on the Facebook page. If you have information coming up that you feel is going to be of a benefit for a Norcal Karter, let me know. Or tag me in the page, Norcal Karters, on Facebook, on Instagram. We're on Twitter. Twitter I don't engage with too much. I have an account. Everything that goes to Twitter is basically auto feed. So just be aware of that. I'm not actively engaged on Twitter. And if any of this content is good, whether you've gone to our YouTube page and a how-to video has helped you, or you appreciate the podcast, or there was an interesting interview, consider a donation. If you go to norcalkarters.com, you can click at the top banner, and you can donate to the Norcal Karters project. Some of the things we've been able to do with the money: one, keeping the website alive, upgrading equipment, better microphones, working on cameras for interviews, working on the different software applications so we can do call-in shows. This application, Spreaker, I have to pay for it every single month, so the donations have helped offset those costs. So if any of this content you find useful or enjoyable, consider a donation. And again, it just keeps the project going along. And at the end of the year, when I have a little bit of extra money in the account, it's fun to look into the future and saying, oh, wait, what else can we do? How can we make this experience better? And if you like the show or don't like the show, if you don't like the show and you're still listening, send me a message or comment. Let me know what you don't like about the show. I don't do this show for me. I do it for the racers. I really am trying to bring a value to the kart racers. You will not hurt my feelings if you don't like my show and you say, hey, your voice sucks, or quit talking through your right nostril. I take in all the feedback. So, reach out to me. If there's a way that you think I can improve the show, please let me know. Or if you see me at the track, if I'm wearing one of my Norcal Karter t-shirts, just say, hey, Jason, I listen to your show. This would work better for me. Can you do this? Can you do that? And I'm always listening, and I'm always looking to improve, 1, the podcast. 2, I'm looking to improve the website. And 3, we just upgraded our calendar. I keep saying we as me, but I think of Norcal Karters as a community. So, I had some donations come through. We had Gorilla Barbecue step up a couple of months ago. They sent us a check, and Rich said, just keep doing your thing. So using the funds from that, I was able to upgrade the website. It's a whole new look if you haven't been on it in the past 2 or 3 months. The calendar is interactive. You can search events by the map. Things are automatically popping up. And so again, I'm constantly looking at ways to make the whole NorCal Karter experience better. Another sponsor, Big Z Jerky. So we have, again, Gorilla Barbecue, gorillabarbecue.com. Big Z Jerky, bigzjerky.com. They're new to the show. And I don't know, how many road trips have you been on and you go through the gas station and you grab your energy drink and your bag of jerky and a couple bottles of water and you're all right, I'm good for another 8 hours, let's go. Well, instead of grabbing it from a gas station, think about going online, going to bigzjerky.com and picking up a couple bags or a case. One of my favorite flavors is ghost pepper, and I will tell you, it kicks you. Kind of sneaks up on you. You eat a few pieces, like, oh, that's a good flavor. That's interesting. And then bang, right in the back of the throat, ghost pepper creeps up. So, Big Z Jerky, thank you for the support. Gorilla Barbecue, thank you for the support. One of the very first kart shops on board with Norcal Karters, GFC Karting. So, he was the very first one that said, hey, I kind of want to help you out with your website. At the time, I didn't have really blocks set aside for advertisers. And he goes, oh, just figure it out. I want to support what you guys are doing. I want to promote my brand. What can we do? So I decided, you know what? Let's add GFC Karting to the race calendar. So now when people go to my calendar, you'll see the Sonoma event. It's like, oh, GFC is going to be at the Sonoma event. Or this past weekend, GFC, they were back in Newcastle. And so when people go to the calendar and they say, oh, Superkarts USA in Newcastle, oh, GFC is going there. So again, just another way of trying to expand, promoting the karting. It helps fund the website. So that's been good. And then the fourth sponsor is Extra Kart Parts. So extrakartparts.com, they're on eBay. They have their website at extrakartparts.com. And if you're not familiar with Extra Kart Parts, what they basically buy and sell new and used equipment. So they're more of a dismantler. They look for buyouts. So they might not have everything brand new in stock, but they might have that CRG front hub you've been looking for about 6 months. Or they might have that obscure Burrell clutch lever handle that you can't find online at your favorite online store that supplies current stuff. And what Extra Kart Parts, what they do is they come in, they do buyouts, they post the stuff online. Again, eBay and then extrakartparts.com. So they are also a sponsor of the show. So thank you to those businesses that have supported the show. If you're listening right now and is live, you can chat. You can send me a message. And I really need to figure out how to do the call-in thing, because it'd be really cool for people to be able to call in seamlessly. I tried it last year where I had people calling in. It was just so, there's no flow to it. It was very tough. It was very tough. So I'm working on that as well. That's some of the things I need a little bit more equipment for, another software program to really bring that full circle. So I'm going to start experimenting a lot more towards the end of this year than going into next year. Again, doing the call-ins. And then by doing that, I'm going to have to get a lot more stringent on my personal time schedule. I do try to do these podcasts on Monday. On the calendar, I have it posted at 8 p.m. But I've found that we all have lives. We get busy. And sometimes I run a little bit late. So I do one early Tuesday morning. But if I'm doing a call-in show, I need to figure out where the best day of the week is for people to listen and chime in and do a call-in. So over the next couple of weeks, what I will start doing, I will start moving the podcast around to different times and different nights to see where I get the most live interaction. And then that will probably be the new night and time for the podcast. So again, it's just constantly trying to work on stuff. Again, if you're listening to this live, you can go right to the chat bar. If you see it on Facebook, just click on the picture where it says Spreaker or Norcal Karters on Spreaker. We're live. Boom. Click on it. And you can also go to norcalkarters.com, click on the podcast. And the norcalkarters.com/podcast. If you click on that, it'll take you right to the live podcast page. You can listen live from there. And then you can also click on the little comment thing, and you can comment live, as I talk. If you have an event you just came back from, that was my post earlier today. Were you at an event this weekend? Do you want to talk about it? As of this recording, no one responded, so I didn't wait. I just went with it. But if you're listening now and you hear it and say, yeah, I want to talk about start chatting, just comment. And give me 1 second here. I'm going to actually pose that question. So I'm still here. I was just thinking, I'm talking about this chat thing. It's like, okay, well, I might as well get on there. So if you go to norcalkarters.com, click on podcast, you'll see if people are chatting. You can listen to the episode live. You can download the Spreaker app. And we also should be on your favorite podcast player. So if you use a specific podcast player and we are not on that service, let me know. And I'll look into it, because right now we're on about 10 or 12 different common podcast players. So, with that being said, let's get to it. So, this past weekend, I always like to do a quick recap of the past weekend. So, this past weekend, looks like the NorCal 80 shifters, they headed to Reno for the Reno night race, and that was on Saturday, August 14th, so just a couple nights ago. And the Northern Nevada Kart Club, they are a sponsor and supporter of Norcal Karters. Their website, nnkcreno.com, and they did have some content and pictures and videos. I saw them posting on Facebook over the weekend, so go to their page if the Reno area is of interest to you. It's a fun track. This was one of their annual memorial races for one of their previous club members that has passed on, and his name was Rick Jerome. So it was the Rick Jerome Memorial Night Race. So that was this past weekend. Then also this weekend, I already mentioned it, was the Superkarts USA, or SCUSA, same organization. They were in Newcastle. A lot of the West Coast teams are still on the road heading back from that event. And we had a number of Norcal Karter drivers up there. When I say Norcal Karters, I just mean in general. I'm not a shop or anything else. And let's see. Obviously, Team GFC. I already mentioned them. So the whole team of GFC kind of is covered under that umbrella. Steven Eisert was back there. Christian Cameron was back there. I'm going to forget a bunch of you because I didn't go down the list. And I'll be honest with you. That particular event is not a sponsor of the show. So I don't sit there and just try to harvest all the data I can out of it. But yeah, a number of racers had gone back to Newcastle. Beautiful track. I mean, that track is just phenomenal. So if you've never been to Newcastle, if you don't know what the track looks like, go on YouTube. You can go to the search bar, look for Newcastle Kart Track, and then whatever class you run, and then just pull that video up. So I typically go for the shifter stuff because I know a lot of the shifter guys, and I know there's a lot of quality videos from the shifter guys on the Newcastle track. So yeah, that was this past weekend. And again, everything that I'm saying, NorcalKarters.com, click on the events tab, or the calendar tab. You can find us on a mobile. You can find us on the computer. Let's see here. I got a little bit of a dry throat today, so I apologize. But man, it's the weather. It's just muggy, smoky. Yesterday was nice and clear, but hot. So I was out in the garage working most of the day. It was just hot. And then today, I went outside. It's muggy. I was like, this is a good day to work on stuff online. It was just smoke in the air, just heavy smoke in the air. Let's see here. I didn't talk about the Karts and Coffee. So Karts and Coffee also took place last weekend. So that was on Sunday down in Modesto, Karts and Coffee. And today we have the podcast. And this coming weekend, Rock Sonoma race number 6. And guess who's going to be there? GFC Karting. So Rock Sonoma race number 6. That takes place this Saturday and Sunday, August 21st and August 22nd. And again, I just mentioned GFC Karting. So he will be there supporting his team and his drivers. And for information on the Sanzura race, that is Rock Sonoma, sanzarukarting.com. So sanzarukarting.com. That is the Rock Sonoma website. And again, all of this information is on norcalkarters.com. And GFC Karting, gfckarting.com. So that's taking place this weekend. Also this weekend, Blue Max Kart Club race number 5. That is taking place on Sunday, August 22nd. And rolling into next week. Next week, we have the Southern Oregon Karters. Southern Oregon Karters, they're a new supporter to Norcal Karters. So their website, sokarters.org. They have an event August 27th, 28th, and the 29th. And for more information on their events, go to sokarters.org. And they next weekend is also Northern Nevada Kart Club, race number 7. And again, they've been a longtime supporter of Norcal Karters. Their website, nnkcreno.com. And it looks like Henry Damus and his limited 125 guys are going to head up to Reno to support that club on the 29th. So got some racing action going on there. Let's see here. There's been a few times that I've missed because I go off my calendar, again, norcalkarters.com. There's been a few times I've missed like the NCK events because a lot of times they do Monday races. So I'm just taking an extra little precaution here because NCK is also a sponsor of the website, and I don't want to make sure I don't forget them. But, and again, it's easy for me to overlook the way I have the calendar layout. I have the week starting on a Monday. And then you see all these events on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then over here on the left, you have one lonesome little Monday event. But looks like we're good right now. And doesn't look like I have anything in September 4th or 5th. So that's an empty weekend. If I'm missing your event and you're hearing this and you go, dude, we have an event, then let me know. I need to know about the events because I don't have it on the calendar. Right now, I have my calendar updated for the time being. As of now, it's completely updated. New look, norcalkarters.com. Click on the calendar link. Boom, there you go. So I don't have anything for the 4th and the 5th. And so that brings us to September 10th, 11th, and 12th. So September 10th, 11th, and 12th, GFC Karting will be, take one wild guess, that's right, Sonoma for the Rock Cup event. So GFC Karting will be at Sonoma for the Rock Cup event, and that's going to be an extremely busy month for Sonoma. So they have race number 7 at Sonoma. It's a combined event with the CRC, which is a California Rock Championship. They are also a sponsor of the show, and their website is challengekarting.com. So September 10th, 11th, and 12th, GFC Karting at Sonoma, representing his product line at the Rock Sonoma event. Again, Rock Sonoma, also a supporter. Their website, senzarukarting.com. Now, for the combined event with CRC and Senzaru, you go to the Senzaru Karting website for all your registration information. They use Kart Pass. So they use Kart Pass for their registration software. And when CRC comes to Sonoma, they use the Sonoma's registration system. That way it's all in one system. And that's worked out very well for them. So that should be a very big event, because without jumping too far ahead, that is going to be the warm-up race for a lot of drivers for the following week, Rock Fest West. But that's all I'm going to say about that right now, because I don't want to get too far ahead. So September 10th, 11th, and 12th, challengekarting.com, senzarukarting.com, and GFC karting.com at Sonoma. And also that weekend, CCKRA. So if you're wondering what CCKRA means, it is Central California Kart Racing Association, cckra.com. They are also a supporter of the Norcal Karter program or project. And so CCKRA, race number 6, takes place September 11th and 12th. And it looks like this event is going to be at Fresno. So at the big fair in Fresno. And on the last podcast, I don't have a hard time promoting any of the events. Sponsors are going to get first attention. But I definitely kind of stepped on my own D when I was talking about the CCKRA event. And anyone that knows me knows I'm kind of an idiot anyway. So if you already have plans to go to Rock Sonoma, do it. It's going to be a big event. If you don't have plans to go to Rock Sonoma, then I would recommend the Fresno event if you are going to Vegas. So if you are going to Vegas for one of the temporary track surfaces, I would recommend the CCKRA event, because it's a temporary track in a parking lot. And if you've never been on a temporary track in a parking lot, it's a whole different experience. So if my other track sponsors want to call and yell at me because I'm kind of mentioning this other event, sorry. I just have to. It's a service. That's where I need Andy Seisman. Andy Seisman. That's where I need him on the show, because him and I, one, we talk way too much. But two, he's a promoter. And the first time or two I had him on the podcast, he's been on several times. I didn't really know how to address his events overlapping with other events, and yeah, he just hit it head on. He's like, yeah, it's going to happen. I mean, the conflicts happen, and he's been around karting for so long. He has a very good understanding and working knowledge of a lot of the Northern California tracks, and he was tying in Prairie City and all these other tracks in the podcast, even though it kind of conflicted with his race weekends. And it was just, I thought it was just really cool. You know, some people are so protective of their events. And if you're new into the sport, go to norcalkarters.com, look at the calendar. There's events every single weekend. And there's always an overlap. It just happens because there's so many different events. But it's fairly safe to say that the Rock Sonoma event with CRC, it's a Vortex program. If you're not deep into the Vortex program, that may not be interesting to you. Then you have the CCKRA. That's a Central California group of racers. It's club racing, but they travel to different tracks. The Team Visalia guys have been pushing the shifter stuff really hard for the past couple of years. So if you have a Honda, Vortex, a TM. They really don't care. As long as you bring a good attitude in a shifter kart, they go to all the CCKRA stuff. And then we have Prairie City. That same weekend, September 11th and 12th. Prairie City 4-stroke weekend. Whole different demographic. So we have Vortex rock shifters. We have Vortex tags. They're all going to Sonoma. You have the Central Valley boys. They're going to Fresno. Then you have the 4-stroke boys. They're going to Prairie City. So a few of those racers will probably cross over from each series or have a conflict. But for the most part, it's separated. So, yeah, with that being said, September 10th, 11th, 12th, GFC Karting at Sonoma. Rock Sonoma, sanzarukarting.com. And challengekarting.com, which is CRC, will be joining the Rock Sonoma group as a combined promotion event. Prairie City, race number 7, 4-stroke weekend, September 11th and 12th. Their website, pckarting.com. pckarting.com. And, oh, you know what? I have this on the calendar. The California Rock Championship, this is their season finale on that event. So it's going to be big because, again, as I already mentioned, that following weekend, Rockfest West kicks off Thursday, September 16th through the 19th. Rockfest West at Sonoma. Hey, guess who's going to be there? GFC Karting. That's right. GFC Karting will be at Sonoma. And then on September 17th, 18th, and 19th, Southern Oregon Karters. I mentioned them earlier. sokarters.org. And that same weekend is going to be very, very busy. NCK Road Racing. Saturday, Sunday event. NCK Road Racing, Saturday, Sunday. September 18th and 19th. Guys, if you're road racing, if you're not doing those other events, get out there and support NCK. Just get out there and support them if you're not doing another event. Just put the excuses in the trash can, get out there and support them. That's on a weekend. Many of the racers has asked NCK to put races on the weekend because not traditionally, a majority of the time NCK has events on Mondays because of the cost of renting a road race facility. So if you're on the fence about road racing, get your ass out to NCK for Thunder Hill because it's a Saturday, Sunday event. The other thing NCK has done to help keep the costs lower for their racers, it's a combined event with they're doing this twice this year. This one is going to be a combined event with the Cobra Shelby Club. So it's going to be the Cobra Shelby Club in September is combined with the NCK guys where they share track time. So this helps lower the cost for everybody. So get out there and support them. NCKroadracing.com is their website. So NCKroadracing.com, support them so you can keep these road races going. It's a lot of fun. I plan on doing the one on October on the Thunder Hill West track, which will also be a shared event. I believe that one is going to be with the Audi Club. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm trying to get the Team Visalia guys to come up for that October race. And they're all shifters. So hopefully the stock moto class is looking pretty solid. That same weekend, September 19th, the NorCal 80cc shifter group is going to Blue Max Kart Club. So for info on the NorCal 80cc shifter group, go to norcalkarters.com, click on the calendar, click on their event tab, and I have a link to their Facebook page. I also have a link to the Blue Max Kart Club information. And that same weekend, Kart and Coffee Modesto. Kart and Coffee Modesto, September 19th, from 8 a.m. to 10:30. And I'm going to cut the events off right there. Because I rambled a little bit longer than I wanted to on some of that stuff. I was going to come back and basically just say what I was just talking about. But being that I kind of rambled on, I'm going to wrap it up there. Thank you for the show sponsors. It's much appreciated. Gorilla Barbecue, Big Z Jerky, GFC Karting, and Extra Kart Parts. Thank you. And to the clubs that I mentioned in this podcast, if I put your website out there, thank you for the support of NorcalKarters.com. If you're a club or you're a member of a club and you're wondering why I kind of glossed over your club or I didn't go into much depth, one, it's very cut or dry. I try to mention all the clubs for free, but the ones that get the extra attention, they help support Norcal Karters. And just bottom line, I can't sugarcoat it. The other thing is if I missed you completely, I don't have your schedule or I didn't realize you had an event going on or there was a schedule change and I didn't keep up with it. Again, anytime there's a schedule change, if it's a site sponsor, I give them first attention because they already gave me money to promote their stuff. So I hope that's kind of clear to everybody. If I missed your event or I didn't mention it, send me a quick note so I can get that on for the next show. And again, thank you. And to all the listeners that have been listening since day one, I appreciate it. We're over 140 episodes. It's kind of cool. The Spreaker now has these neat little achievement things. So I've been over 5,000 downloads for a long time, but I just got a little badge for it. So I kind of, it's a new thing on Spreaker where, oh, you got an achievement. So I actually got to kind of see what their different levels are to see, oh, is this kind of like a game where, oh, I get to pass this game. Oh, I get a little trophy. Yay. So just small little milestones for Norcal Karters. But thank you. If you've shared the podcast, if you listened, if you told a friend about it, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. If you like what I'm doing and you want to support the cause, you can go to norcalkarters.com, click on the menu where it says donate. It'll take you to PayPal. Or if you see me at the track, you can put wads of cash in my pocket. I don't care about that either. But all joking aside on the wads of cash, I mean, I'll really will take it. But anything you can do to help me promote the site is appreciated. Spread the word. Let's grow karting.